What up, what up, what up?
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole. Welcome to Sunday night service.
What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing out there?
It's another episode of Religiously Incorrect Podcast.
And we are brought to you today by, there it is, the African American Community Fund. The African American Community Fund, established in 2020.
That's a whole new year we just made up, 2020. Africans so futuristic, bro.
Listen, stop messing up my promo. Stop messing up my promo. The African American Community Fund, established in 2020 at the foundation of Appalachian, Ohio, supports Black-led and Black-serving organizations throughout the 32 counties of Appalachian, Ohio, to alleviate the quality of life and address disparities in African American communities. www.appalachianohio.org,
AACF.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No.
740-753-1111. Y'all got to excuse me today. I am in pain, and Todd is making fun of me.
Hey, man.
If I have to stand up, it's
if you really
because
believed in Jesus, you would have been healed by now.
Right.
We already hey, Jeff went to the Benny Hinn crusade, and he's one of the ones they kept off to the side. They didn't even bring him on stage.
It's like stand up and walk. Stand up and walk. I was like, I am standing, man.
This is as tall as I get.
I am standing. Leave me alone.
You're like, well, you need a different kind of healing. You need a whole different kind of healing. Oh, man, what's going on with you, Tanya? So good to see you. Is that all we're sponsored by today for now?
For now.
Okay, sweet. What's up, Elder Carter? Good to see everybody. Tap in. Make sure that you like, share, tag somebody. Tell them the Sunday night service. There's still a church having Sunday night service, and it's religiously incorrect.
That's it.
We're basically the only church left having Sunday night service.
I was about to say who.
Right. Us. We're the last ones. So I just want to say this right now because this is the second week in a row that we usually don't talk about an opening subject twice in a row.
Right.
But we're going to talk about this one twice in a row because Coach Prime has black folk in a chokehold.
I love him.
And a whole chokehold.
I love him. He got people.
Everybody's a Buffalo fan.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he convinced the Saints to stay up until 2:30 a.m.
No, he convinced Jens.
No.
He convinced Jens.
I wasn't the only one. I saw a lot of sleepy eyes in church.
How many of y'all out there watching Religiously Incorrect right now stayed up to watch Prime Time? Come on, y'all.
I stayed up to watch it. I stayed up to watch the final double overtime touchdown, and it was worth it.
It was worth every bit.
It was worth it, man, because people.
It was worth it to me too to watch the replay this morning.
Watch the replay.
Good. Collegescores.com.
Man, all I said was it was a great game. But here's why I brought that up, to be honest. I didn't bring it up to talk about Prime so much, but they were supposed to blow out this other team, supposedly.
Right.
All right. Then there was all this hype about it being made personal again. Mm-hmm. Then when you watch the beginning, there was, of course, some shots fired, some not literal shots, but some verbal altercations on the field and all this kind of stuff. They had like the whole teams coming together, mixing it up. First thing I felt was, I hope this doesn't turn into black people, and I know it's going to sound bad, so don't get upset, Leah, but I hope this doesn't turn into black people looking over aggressive again and not knowing how to win or lose. Because we don't deserve the right to get upset and angry like anybody else, but I just know how it will be portrayed.
Well, you did see that The Rock, I think it was The Rock who said he has a right. Was The Rock? Yeah, I know The Rock was there, right?
Everybody was there.
I think he said he had the right to be arrogant.
Well, everybody was there. Yes, we still started church on time, Jason. Yes, we absolutely did. But everybody was there. The Rock was there. Offset.
Who was that?
From the Migos.
Who? Oh, okay.
Hey, let me come back down to Jeff's level. Too Short was there.
Was Tupac there?
Tupac was there. He was in the crowd. Somebody saw him. Elvis. Okay, so, but I just didn't want that image because they were getting super hype and all that kind of stuff. Hey, I know how Leah is about respectability, but black people like always feel like we got to look better for people, and then white people go out there and like burn down the whole town, and nobody gets in trouble. But here is the other side of this. Oh, let me answer one more thing. And the announcers, I think it was a little on the nose to have two black announcers that kept making bad jokes. Like at the beginning, they were like, "There's so many stars out here. It's like the BET Awards." I was like, "All right."
That was me and you. That was me. They had me and you out there.
Yeah, right. Me and Jeff were the commentators, apparently. And they had like church suits on. They had like whole convocation suits on. So then he made another joke. He was like, there was a penalty being called at the same time. Okay. And it was like a double penalty. And the announcer was like, okay, those penalties are going to offset, like the rapper on the sideline. I'm like, man, if you don't get these clowns out of here.
I was waiting for him to say, there's a double homicide.
Shots fired. Okay, but.
So what happened? Tell me, because I read somewhere something happened with the handshake at the end. Did something happen?
No, they actually had a regular handshake, but they were talking about what the handshake was going to be like because of all the trash talk beforehand. Okay. So they ended up having a respectable, regular, normal handshake, which again, it ticks me off because the cameras were so ready for an altercation. Right. Like they wanted. Now, apparently the other coach was black. I didn't know he was black. Okay. He's he's light-skinned. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He's very light. Yeah, he's the barge. He's in the barge scale of the black scale. But so apparently it was love between them. But here's what I really wanted to get to. They were supposed to blow Colorado State out. Colorado State came with a chip on their shoulder and a lot of cheap shots. One knocked that Hunter dude out, and he's going to be out for a few weeks. Yeah. Late hit. You know, that cat would get fined if he was in the NFL. If he was in the NFL, he would have got fined big time for that shot on the sideline. But then they didn't win by as much. And there's only one phrase I know. Only one phrase I know because I'm a saint. They didn't cover the spread. They didn't cover the spread. And here's where I'm going with this. Ever since sports betting has opened up all over the country, DraftKings, what's the other ones? FanDuel, all that. Now you cannot watch a sports show or even just a highlight without people throwing all these gambling terms around. And I just want to speak for all of us. The Saints are confused. Because we don't know about over, unders. Now, a couple of them play the lottery. And they know pick 3, pick 4, Powerball, all we want to know
is y'all going to tile off this money y'all win. That's it.
Overs, unders, you know, covering the spread. I'll take, like, I don't even know who they're going for when they're like, I'll give and I'll take that or I'll give that. I don't know what they're talking about.
I have no idea.
And it's just taking up too much space to me. Because, like, now they have whole new tickers. Like it used to be the score tickers.
Well, they got now that. They got that, and they also got the fantasy football thing.
Right, but it's all tied in.
I have no idea what none of that is.
I have no idea.
They be at work talking about, I had such and such. I'd be like, y'all must be talking about fantasy again.
Yeah, they were like, I scored 340 points. I'm like, you can do that?
You didn't score
in football? Nothing. Fantasy's fun, actually. I heard, but I've not gotten into it yet. And I think it's because I'm not that much of a statistical guy that wants to track. I just want to see people score touchdowns and hit folk.
That's the problem I had. It's fun. It was cool, but you have to do so much research to know who's playing this week and out that week and all. It was just too much. So I played a couple years. After that, I lost interest. But it is fun, though.
And the other part of it is that people take it so seriously. Right. It'll make you want to fight if you start losing and stuff because they start ragging on you. And, I can't take it. But, I mean, the gambling, and I mean, sooner or later, it's not being said yet. But folk are going to lose some money on this.
Oh, yeah.
Big money fooling around with FanDuel. Mm-hmm. And it better not be y'all tithes. That's all I'm trying to say. It better not be y'all tithes. Because it's so easy to do. It's just an app. And the shame of it. Right. And I'm not saying you should be ashamed. I'm not trying to guilt you. But I'm just saying people would just stay away from stuff just because you would have to like go to a place or you could only go to Vegas to do, whatever. And now it's like, hey, I just pull out this app, yada, yada, da, put up some money. Then they give you free money to gamble with. And I mean, it's going to be like the new crack, man. It's going to be a crack epidemic. And black people love some shiny apps, boy.
Right. Well, I'm glad we got to talk about Prime, but nobody really cares because tomorrow night, them dogs breaking out them white on white uniforms.
Them puppies.
You know what I'm saying?
Them elves.
Call it what you want to call it.
Elves.
Call it what you want to call it. But what I'm telling you is we coming to play.
I heard Deshaun was itching for a massage,
Bet
and
money.
he ain't had one since he been in Cleveland. And it's,
I mean, y'all team got 30,000 penalties on y'all already.
Yeah, man.
They got y'all lost all
Yeah.
kind of money already.
well, somebody asked me last week, did the Pittsburgh Steelers play today? I said no, they did not play today. They just showed up to the
showed
stadium.
up.
They showed up to the stadium, but they did not actually play a game. And I don't know what that was.
So y'all, listen, this is what I need y'all to do.
Yeah, me and Jeff like each other now.
I need y'all to do this. I need y'all to. Oh, okay.
Look at the camera, Jeff. Look at the camera.
I'm like, I'm at the wrong one. Okay. I need y'all, first of all, to get hyped and support the Cleveland Browns. Second of all, I need
that second part.
Second of all, I need everybody in Warren to show up to the next Harding game. We need to pray, right?
We need to anoint the whole field.
We need to pray, come together, and we need to discuss something.
Cast some demons out.
Something is going on.
Everybody. Everybody. Everybody but Bookto. Everybody but Akron Bookto, man. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, man. The glory days are the glory days,
good.
brother.
It ain't looking good. They building a whole new building. They gonna stop building this building if they don't win a couple more games. Y'all gonna have a steel shell just like
The builders will start taking their bricks back. They're gonna start repoing their bricks and steel. Like, y'all don't deserve this. Man, it's that turf, man. We ain't been right since we got that new turf. We need to go back to that hump grass field we used to have. That
Right.
Yeah, so
Which
yeah,
they're
we
going
need to
back
pray.
to.
Huh?
Which I think everybody's going back to, the pros.
I think they're gonna go back to grass.
They're going back to grass because of all the injuries.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers made them do it. $75 million, it speaks pretty high. Even though he's 75 years old, I mean, that might have had something to do with it
At
too.
best.
He's right. I'm gonna make a comeback. You're gonna make a comeback to the nursing home. That's what you're gonna be playing for the for the senior wheelchair football league. Him and Jeff.
I ain't playing for nothing.
Jeff
Doc.
gonna be blocking for him.
I ain't playing nothing. My son asked me earlier, Dad, I know your knee hurt, but can you catch? I said, man, I can't catch nothing but the Holy Ghost.
Listen, and I'm still in my seat.
Can't catch nothing but the Holy Ghost. Can you run? I'm running revival.
I'm running for Jesus.
I'm running revival.
That's
Leave me
it.
alone. I ain't doing no more. I'm done.
I love it. Well, we got a long ways to go in football season. It's hard to believe, but I heard someone say football season is the shortest season, but it feels so long. But it's the shortest season out of all of them.
Yeah, because baseball, they be playing till like.
Well, baseball never ends. Like, they have the World Series one week and start a new season the next week. They be right down in Florida in summer ball. Right. So I'm going to cherish every moment, eat
Absolutely.
every wing. I got a new fryer.
Yeah.
I got a new dual fryer.
That's nice.
It's about to be ugly. And I don't do air fryers, Pastor Jeff. Air fryers and football
I
don't go
got
together.
one, but
No.
it just, I think I use it like twice.
I need to feel that grease clogging my arteries
Absolutely.
to feel like I'm really watching
Absolutely.
football. I mean, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die happy. That's the way I want.
Hey.
That's the way I see it.
If y'all want to see some hilarious, you got to watch Todd making. Todd be acting like he be at
These are
Crackle Barrel.
bruh. Chef Boy, you Negro. I do it up
Hey.
between wings and steaks.
hey, that nigga ain't put a bit of flour on the wing.
Well, that was the regular buffalo wings. That wasn't. God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly, Pastor Jeff. Yeah, don't even take him off the camera. Don't even take him off the camera. Leave this on. God does not like ugly. See what happens? Do you see what happens?
I'm looking in the kitchen.
They were buffalo wings. They were buffalo wings. Hey, Jeff, and I'm still taking the temperature.
He's making wings. He just throwing it.
He ate them.
Hey, he throwing them down. He throwing them in the grease like they snappers on the 4th of July.
Y'all gonna be eating my wings all year long. Y'all gonna be. That's why God knocked you off your horse. You see what happens?
All right, what do we brought? Come on, we gotta go.
You see what happens when you talk about the man of God on his day? On his day of all days?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Hey, Jeff talking. He'll be in my basement feeding for them wings. Exactly. It's time for meme of the week, y'all. Meme of the week.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
Welcome to Religiously Incorrect, ladies and gentlemen.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
Thank you. Send us your memes of the week.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
We are, these are all jokes. We are just playing.
All right, y'all, listen. This edition of Meme of the Week is a picture meme again.
Okay.
But it's a little different because this meme, this edition of Meme of the Week is AI generated Bible stories.
Uh-oh.
So let me set it up first. So y'all know AI. We've been talking about AI. It can write scripts, papers, whatever for you, but they can also create images. You can type in anything. You can type in Martin Luther King riding a shark. It'll give you an image of Martin Luther King riding a shark in the ocean. It's crazy. It'll take whatever images or ideas you got. So somebody decided to come up with a series of images called Bible selfies. Bible selfies. All right. So we're going to put the first one up and just comment on it. The first one is Noah on the ark with the animals.
First of all, that's
Some animal that don't exist no more.
rhinoceros.
Oh, you mean that little furry thing in the top?
First of all, I just went to the zoo a couple weeks ago, and there is no smile
Why
on
does the
your
elephant
face
have
because
claws?
they stank.
Oh no, that's a walrus.
They stank.
Yeah, they stank.
The animals stank.
I respect Noah more and more every day. Every time I go to Noah, I got some raccoons you can come pick up. They keep climbing on my roof, by the way. So this is Noah and the ark, and apparently some of these animals are extinct at this point because I had never seen some of these. They look like them Disney Pixar animals from Ice Age.
Right.
Okay, here's the second one. This is Moses in the Red Sea.
It don't look like you're walking through on dry ground to me.
Maybe it's just starting to split, or he's, I don't know.
That ain't Moses. That's dude from Fourth and Highland.
Not Fourth and Highland.
Trying to go swimming in my pool.
That Tom Hanks in that movie where he was lost on the boat.
Yeah.
With Wilson. Wait, who'd you gonna say that was?
I can't think of his name.
You can't think of his name. Just scraggly old white guy. Okay, next.
Liam Neeson.
This is Jesus and the disciples. Well, first of all, let's stop right here. We all know this can't be Jesus because he's blonde hair, blue-eyed, Scandinavian Jesus. But which is okay? Who's the zaddy disciple in the back with the shirt off? But his shirt off too.
That's crazy.
That's a Kevin Samuels
That's
disciple.
Peter. That's Peter on the other side.
Disciple.
Peter looked like he about to cut off somebody's ear right now.
Right. These are the disciples of Kevin Samuels right here. High value men. Like we all high value men. Silver foxes. All right, next. Okay, a dinner selfie.
Stop.
Now that would fit right in. A dinner selfie. Hey, listen. There's only room for
It's
one.
only
here.
crackers and bread.
It's only
What
right.
we-
What else they got to eat?
How much?
I like how they replaced like the cup with like a glass of water from Applebee's.
Why dude got a Snoop perm though?
Listen, which one? In the middle or on the side?
The first one.
Oh, that's more of a Cat Williams.
Yeah, Cat Williams.
Yeah, that's more of a
Cat.
that's more of a Cat Williams. Is somebody putting a gang sign up on the side there?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They throwing them up.
They're repping the West Side. Okay, here's the last one. Of course, this one's a little bit more tragic. He's like, y'all, man, I'm about to go handle this cross. I'm about to go handle this.
Why is the cross crooked? I mean, it's on the one side is a lot longer.
He said, why is this silverware? Stop asking questions. Stop asking questions. All right. Okay, so this last one actually has a caption to it. It's at the bottom there. It actually has a caption to it, and it depicts a AI-created image from the phrase, Jesus flipping over the tables in the temple. So he's flipping and not the table.
He doing a backflip. He doing the Matrix on him.
Jesus flipped. This cat is a U.S. gymnastic. What's that one girl's name? Simone Biles?
Simone Biles, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This Jesus flipping table. Remember, I was never one of these kids. Every neighborhood had a backflip kid.
That was me.
That was you?
That was me.
Jeff was back.
I was the backflip
Jeff
kid.
had the ministry of the
I was
backflip.
flipping over porches, flipping off, I was the one on the swings.
Why are we
on the
obsessed with
ties.
that?
I have no
Every
idea.
neighborhood has like okay.
Girls liked it.
They liked it?
They liked
you
the
was pulling
flip
them,
guy.
you was pulling them doing
Pulling them
backflips?
from the flips.
From the, you said, girl, if you get with me.
Jeff, do a flip.
Jeff, do-
Let me get that number, dog.
Every neighborhood had a bootleg cable guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Every neighborhood had a guy with a snake for some reason.
It was a weed man.
Yeah, it was always a weed man. And then
There was a what is it called? 4th of July guy.
Fireworks guy.
Always the fireworks guy.
Fireworks
That's
guy.
my son-in-law now.
Right, that's your son-in-law. I know another fireworks guy. There's always fireworks guy, and then there was backflip kid. There was backflip kid. This cat just getting calls from TD Jakes in the middle of the show. Appreciate it. Just like I'm not coming into work tonight.
I can't.
He can't. But that goes back to what I actually said in Bible study last week, is that people who read the Bible who might not be familiar with the images, if you say Jesus flipped over a table, that might be what they come up with. And Pastor Kidd, I wish he was watching. He put someone who sells candy out their house. Yeah. And them little slushies. That's it. That candy lady. There's always a candy lady.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I said in Bible study, and I stopped myself at first, but then because I wanted to make a point, it was our first week back, I went ahead. I was talking about how you got to know the context of phrases because people won't understand it. And Pastor Kidd put on his Facebook page a meme that said, 2,000 years from now, people will not know the difference between a booty call and a butt dial. Because the phrases will sound so similar.
Sound similar, yeah.
So what a butt dial is and what a booty call is, we'll know the difference because it's within our culture. But somebody years ago, the numbers man over. Listen, Elder Carter taking it back to the hoodlum days. She's taking it back to the. I didn't say it. Big Mike said. Big Mike said.
Elder Carter talking about Bumpy and
Bumpy Johnson.
Bumpy Johnson.
Elder Carter, you was running numbers for Bumpy Johnson.
Hey, what was that movie Denzel was in? American Gangster. You dab that stuff. You dab that stuff.
Dab that. Shoot.
Dab that.
That's alpaca.
That's alpaca.
That's what I tell my kids every time they spill something. That's alpaca. She be like, that's Value City. She be like, that's Value. That's Big Lots.
You call him and he call me. You got it? Take them glasses off.
Elder Carter was running numbers for Bumpy Johnson. He said, a young style. You was getting people's cars blown up.
Oh my God.
How you gonna fight the mob and you in the mob? That ain't right.
God, that's hilarious.
That is hilarious. Well, you know what to do if you have meme of the week. Send it in and email it to religiouslyincorrectpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, take forever to put it up. I'm already done. religiouslyincorrectpodcast@gmail.com. And shoot us your information. I'm glad you are. But in case you ever need a hustle, we know you know what to do. You know what to do. Hey, Religiously Incorrect is brought to you by the Phillips Family Care of Businesses, Phillips Care Lawn Services. It is leaf season. I can cut through them right now, but pretty soon I'm going to be calling Fernando. Say, come get these leaves. Just lawn care starting at $30 an hour. $30 per lawn. Call my man at 330-219-7916. They will get you right. And while you're at it, check out Phillips Care Cleaning Service. Residential and commercial cleaning. They do carpets, wood, floors, move in, move out, deep cleaning. They do everything. I had asked him a question about a particular type of cleaning that need to be done, and he's taking care of everything. We got a whole family argument going on in our comment section now. It's hilarious. This is like a Dr. Phil episode now. Check out Phillips Care LLC on Facebook, and we appreciate their support as well as
Action. the Alliance for Congregational Transformation, influencing our neighborhoods, action guided by our faith traditions, shared values, and multicultural collaboration. We strive to develop a community of diverse leaders committed to raising awareness and seeking solutions to overcome poverty, racism, and social justice. Listen, we will be having our forum on October 19th at TCAP.
Can't wait.
And listen, I need to say this real quick. I need to say this because I don't know if you saw that somebody posted, why are we having debates?
We shouldn't have a debate?
We shouldn't have a debate.
Are we serious?
We shouldn't have a debate.
Black people can't have a debate now?
We should not have a debate because they don't like two opponents getting in a ring with each other. Listen, first of all, the debate ain't even for them. It's for us.
Thank you.
It's for the people.
It's for the people.
People have to debate. The purpose of it.
Present your case.
And first of all, and let me say this. First of all, this is a forum, not a debate. So let's put the period there. It's a forum and not a debate. And the people need to be informed on who they're putting in the office. How do you know who to put in the office without these? So
100%.
I just need to put that out there.
I want to piggyback off of you, Pastor Jeff, because if we're going to have full participation as Black people in the political process, we're going to have to deal with the rough and tumble world of politics amongst ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yes, it can be a little disconcerting. Yes, people will take sides and take things personally, but that's a big reason of why we are not politically astute or as powerful as we ought to be. We know how to come out and vote, but not always to affirm in voice. And sometimes your battles are with each other.
That's right. That's right.
You know, you really, we're not monolithic. We keep saying we're not monolithic, and you can't stereotype us. So we have to allow different ideas to come to the forefront. And I simply want to know that if you cannot, I will simply say, if you cannot or don't think that people should publicly state their platform and articulate their understanding of the issues and what they would do about them, then how in the world would they go into any other space and be able to articulate and fight for us and express their policies with anybody else?
Absolutely.
And Black people are intelligent enough and mature enough to handle differences of opinion, and we should not allow everybody else and every other type of organization to dictate those events. And so I'm so grateful Action is putting this on, and I want to publicly urge every organization to be on board. And as those who are concerned about our community, then let's just be a part of the positive vibes and support we want to have, and don't live within the negativity. Let some stuff slide off. Maybe even speak to people and share your values so that you know that they know what you expect from them. But don't avoid.
Please don't.
Don't avoid the discussion of ideas and positions.
Absolutely. And oh, by the way, just so you know, October 19th, TCAP, Action is giving away $25 vouchers.
Come down for the money for nothing else.
For nothing else, come down and get your $25 voucher. But come down and hear what these candidates have to say.
Exactly.
Stop putting people in office who don't have your best interest.
Signs don't tell me what your platform is. Signs.
Absolutely.
And by the way, and I'll say this because I know it's true, because I've been in 2 races, lost one as a write-in and won one. People can say anything to you in private when they knock on your door, tell a story about what they'll do, or even tell a story about the other candidate.
Absolutely.
But when you have to stand flat-footed in front of people, the truth comes out. And that's what
questions
we need.
you don't know.
With questions, that's
people who may ask something off the cuff. Be ready.
We need it.
Know what you're talking about. Stand on something. Believe that old folks used to say, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. That's it.
Right. So I stand with you fully, Pastor Jeff, and will advocate beside you. But listen. I had a wonderful day today.
Hey, it's your anniversary. I was off key. Janice Jones, come help me. It's
Nobody can help you. Nobody can help you. Stokely just sued you. I just got a message that Mick Edition just filed a lawsuit for lethal assault of their material.
I kind of sounded good a little bit at the beginning.
Oh, that's my bad. Raphael Sadiq. That's Stokely.
See.
All right, just take me off now. Okay, so I had a beautiful day.
Absolutely.
We celebrated our 8th anniversary. And as pastor and people, I got that phrase from some friends in Lock Carey. They started using it, and they said, this is our 8th anniversary as pastor and people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got it wrong, Leah. All right, take my black card. I got it. Take my black card. I owe everybody a wing. One. That's all I can afford. You know how much wings cost? But I want to extend my sincere thanks to everyone for the well wishes, the love, even just the Facebook comments. You know what I'm saying? I mean, comments aren't the same as a Cash App. You can still send a Cash App, but I appreciate the comments too. You know what I'm saying? No, but it was wonderful. It was heartfelt. The president, Reverend Michael Harrison, blew down on second and did his good preaching and squalling. He preached first. He preached the word, preached through the text, line by line and precept by precept.
Okay.
And then his voice changed.
Oh.
His voice changed.
He modulated.
He modulated a little bit. His lip curled. He held that note. And
Did he go back?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he held it, Doc. I should have. Go watch it, brother.
You know
if you haven't seen the
watch.
service, go watch the service. You can just go to right to the preaching, and I'm just grateful to have wonderful men and women of God that know how to not only teach and preach through the text, but then celebrate the text and give encouragement and admonishment. That is the black preaching. There it is. Come on, Lip Curl Harrison. He held that out. I said, Lord, and you know what's good for us young preachers? We be thinking we doing something. And then the masters show up. Man.
Let me show these cats
Let me show these young bucks
how we do it.
How it's done. He even brought the mayor out. The mayor of Youngstown.
The mayor was geared up too.
And he was clean.
He had on that powder blue. I said,
Bro,
what?
I said, did you just get drafted? He had one of them NBA draft suits.
He had the S curl going.
He had the whole. He is a super sponge. He was clean, Doc.
He was cleaning them up.
He was clean.
But let me tell you what was really, because I got to stop
and
by
Deb
there.
sang.
I got to tell you, I stopped by there from 11 to 11:40.
10 to 10:40.
10 to 10:40.
Was still
and
clean.
they were done at 10:40. The pastor was up at 10:40.
That's because I wasn't
phenomenal.
up there. That's because I wasn't up there.
I wasn't gonna say it, but Mike had said it earlier. So
That's very true.
10:40. I was like, wow, it's already up.
I am committing seriously to going back to video announcements because that did wonders for us earlier when I first started video announcements, 90 seconds with a voiceover. And then I would just get up and say, you heard the announcement, there's usually one I needed to talk about. I've been getting up and doing all 4 or 5 of them. And I get it. And nothing wrong with observations if you're making them intelligent. We just don't be like ranting and raving. But sometimes I do. I've turned into the rant and raving pastor, just talking. Mike, he don't want to say nothing, but it's
And the funny thing is, can't nobody say nothing to you because you're the pastor. So
oh yeah. Now if the other elders do it,
right,
if the other ministers do it, hey, I'm gonna need you to cut that down. I'll be able to talk like I dare y'all to say something. Dare y'all.
Oh, and another thing.
Yeah, and another thing. I got one more thing. So the love was wonderful. We love Pastor Harrison. Lady Harrison came. All of our family and friends who came. We had a lot of people out of town traveling. We really did. And I don't be saying that like, people don't come to church, come on from out the back. We literally had about half the committee was out of town. A couple of our committee members. But I was really grateful for the love and support. And second is a wonderful church, and I'm so grateful to pastor. But I want to say, y'all seen us do the rap. We did the rap, the disciple rap last time. There is nothing like second. And for once, they came up with the idea that surprised me. And all I got to say is, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this up as a reel later on. But to my pastor friends out there, if you ain't coming into church like this on your anniversary, what are you really doing?
Your pastor, not my pastor, Todd A. Johnson, House of Hope.
This was their idea. That was their idea.
I'm trying to figure out how Ethan and Elias beat you, man. You let your kids beat you.
No, they told him to go first. You missed the part.
I was there. I was sitting in the back.
No.
I was sitting there. They was all at the line at the same time.
No.
And they jetted on.
You missed the part. Ethan and Elias. Hey, and that was the best run Ethan had all day. Because they lost their game. But no, I mean, I loved that I loved that theme. That's so us. You know what I mean? That's us. We're a football family. And I tried to tell Shamika to run. Listen, she already knew. She said, not in these hills. First ladies don't run.
Hey, I'm telling you, I was back, Shamika was like, so we running in the church now? That's what we doing? That's what we're doing?
Mother Shamika was not happy. She was, Mother Shamika was like, not in the church. Not in
I
the
am
church.
a godly woman.
I'm a God.
I am going to walk with
I'm a
grace.
God-fearing woman. But it was great, and I really appreciate that. I'm gonna put that up and say, hey, you know, they didn't bring cats in on chariots and on their shoulders. I think I got them beat. But like Dr. Harrison said, run while you can.
Amen.
He said, Pastor had that Forrest Gump. No, run it back. Ain't no Forrest Gump. Run it back. Run it back. Ain't no Forrest Gump. No.
House of Hope.
That's raw, Marlon.
Run, Forrest.
And he kept running and running and running.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So I guess the only thing left for me to do is come in my 6'4" next year.
Yeah, man. Listen. No, I know somebody that did that already.
What?
Shamika, no, Shamika's not on. Elder Nick Myers from Alliance.
I know Nick Myers. Yeah.
He had an old, I forget what kind of car it was. It was like a 70-something on rims. And he drove it to church on one of his anniversary days. I said, you the man. You
Nick
are the
Myers.
man.
It would
Anointed
be Nick
Fountain
Myers.
Church of God in Christ. Elder.
would be
He
Nick.
said, Jenai. He said, and then Christian missed the walking music.
Nobody told me.
Nobody told you? You're supposed to play that Oscar joint. You're supposed to play that She's Your Queen to Be.
I should have started singing it.
Right.
She's your queen.
Right. I love it. I love it. So, but I want to talk a little bit about the anniversary, in good ways, not in bad ways, but just observations.
Just so y'all know, this is our post-anniversary show.
This is our post-anniversary
We're just
show.
flowing. We're just talking. And you
Right.
can't ask us any questions. You have questions you can ask us on today.
Yeah. Just ask a black pastor as
doesn't
well.
matter.
Ask us
Yeah,
questions
ask us
about
questions.
Literally, ask us questions about anniversaries, celebrations, this, that, and the other. Hey, Sister Carol, but I'll be
Just
honest.
don't ask her how much money he made.
Yeah, don't listen. So everybody was asking Elias for a loan at the back of the church. It was bad. But I love that we still believe in honoring pastors
Absolutely.
without going overboard. And I really do mean that. I appreciate the way our church does it. And even what we did, which I felt, and maybe y'all can give me feedback, it was appropriate, it was measured. We did a little offering, or they had a little basket for love gifts. Their presentations weren't drawn out. But the church, I'm assuming, I don't know. I mean, the joke about how much money, all that kind of stuff. But I just know people have shown their love and shared their love, and however they feel to do so for myself and my children,
Right.
and my wife. So I first want to say that I'm really grateful that it is possible to honor a pastor, have a special day of appreciation for a first family, and do it in a dignified way. And I think many of our churches have begun to swing this way. We still see some of the, kind of old school and a little bit of foolish. It's not old school just because it's foolish. It's not foolish just because it's old school.
Absolutely.
But I think people are getting away from the lines with announcing the dollar amounts. Because let's just be honest, it's awkward.
It's really awkward.
It's awkward for
and it's
people.
embarrassing, especially when you don't have the right amount and you trying to make people and force people
Get
to come
people
up
to
and
get
give
the right
more.
amount. Yeah.
It's
and I like the idea of having that goal for whatever it is you're doing. I don't care if it's a rally for a building or whatever. I get it, but I think that the culture has shifted a bit in a good way. And honestly, this is probably one of the good places where I hate to say it like this because people might not like me saying it this way, where the pressure of the world changes the practices of the church because it is so public now. And there's always been little criticisms about how we do things. Sometimes you kind of need that. Yeah. You do. Sometimes there will always be things that are peculiar and different to the world, and there will always be people who criticize no matter what you do. But sometimes you need a second pair of eyes to show you what might be excessive and off-putting. And I do think some of the things we were raised on in some of the ways. Now, some people might not realize how much with the help of the IRS. Remember we were at Neil's, were you with me at Neil's installation?
Neil,
At Heller's? And,
I didn't go.
and Pastor Murray was back there like, don't write no checks to him. Don't do this, don't do that, so the IRS can't take it. I mean, it was just hilarious. But I do feel that there are good ways to honor people. Believe it or not, y'all didn't ask, but I'm just gonna tell you, it is awkward being honored.
It is. It always is.
It's just awkward. Because you don't know what to do with yourself while somebody's talking about you or speaking well of you or even giving. I don't. I absolutely appreciate the love and the gifts or whatever might come, but it's so awkward being in front of 200 people or whatever online and people talking about you and giving you things. It just seems so odd.
Well, I tell you what. Deacon Willoughby done a phenomenal job today.
He did.
He done his good praying.
He did his good praying.
He used the numbers of the Bible, the biblical numbers.
Listen.
He done a good job.
Even listening to Pastor Barnes or something, he's like, 7 is the number of completion. And the funny thing is, he made that joke last year, and I had to go back and watch it because I didn't even hear it. I don't know how, but I was distracted and I didn't hear it, but he was making a joke about 7 being the number of completion. I think you've done or something, but apparently not.
Right.
But he did a great job. Mike did a great job.
Mike,
Referee Larry, want to give Larry the referee.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something else. Now I got there about 5 to 10, and Mike was coming. You seen the new Jeep, right?
Oh yeah.
Mike came in. He jumped the curb. He went up on the grass. He spit. I said, "What is this dude?" I am not used to him in that, but he was gonna get in there on time, boy.
He was gonna get
serious.
there. He was gonna get there, and it was so funny because no matter what we do, we still try to do things with excellence. Like you said, we were timely. The music ministry went well, but last year I did 2 services, and I'm glad we just did 1.
Yeah.
Because let's just be clear, every extra services wear the saints out these days. The saints are not built for extra services these days. We got to go to another church next week, and we all gonna be tired.
I was literally talking to Bev about that today, and she was like, "How do the people feel about you leaving your church?" And I said, "Well, it's not easy, but we have to understand that nobody's having afternoon service. So if you're gonna get out, and whoever you have come to your church, they have to leave their church too. So it's a give and take type situation.
Right. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. And that's just what comes with it. But Pastor Harrison, by the way, and it is not easy to leave our pulpits.
It ain't.
Not because we can't trust anybody and all that stuff, and the church gonna fall apart if I'm not there. But we want to be with our people. Mm-hmm. We do. You never know what special moment or what need, and sometimes it's not even some dynamic need. It's just your presence for the week, seeing the people you love, giving them that handshake, that hug, that love. They might not even remember the sermon or the song or whatever that time, but they remembered seeing you one more time. Yep. And we've walked into church enough times, I hate to be the downer here, but when some tragedy has happened or someone has passed and didn't realize how much we needed each other and loved each other. And last year, I had to go speak for Pastor Carson. And that was the weekend where we lost a dear member of our church. Mm-hmm. And I felt so bad, but I was able to stay and be there with him before I left. And so that's so important. But the times have changed. And so this afternoon service I'm going to do next week might be my only afternoon service of the year.
Oh, you're doing an afternoon service? I'm doing
an afternoon service. No, I'm not doing it. I'm preaching at somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Afternoon service, getting on the van, gotta scrape a few singers together. You know what I mean? And, make that happen.
I'm actually doing one in October, too.
It doesn't happen much.
Yeah, I got to go up to PA. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't happen much. So, so anniversaries, I still think they're in order. I said it earlier, but I want to hone in on it a little bit more. And the love they've shown our family. Yeah. Having a family, and I made mention of this today, you weren't there, but in times past, I've made mention of being grateful for a church that appreciates my wife and takes care of her and looks after her. And I've always said, you know, you can hurt me and hate me, but don't hurt my wife. You know, and not to say that I'm sending some message to somebody, because I'm not. But now I feel that way about my children. And I can say that second, and I want to admonish every church member out there, when your pastor's anniversary comes around and they have children, even if they're young adults, remember the children. Remember the children, because you have to remember that those children are sharing their mother or father, both of them, whoever's the pastor, doesn't matter. They're sharing them with the church and the community. And there are a lot of times, I mean, I know I could have said to Pastor Harrison, I'm not doing a dinner or after church, nothing. I'm going to my boys' game, whatever. But my dad was able to take them, had lunch with Pastor Harrison, and I got there first quarter. I was good. But there's a lot of times where I have to be at emergencies, do things, and that means I miss out on something. And my boys are looking for me. And I show up like I did today in my suit, took my tie off, but I'm up there in the sun in my suit trying to be there for my boys. Our children take on a lot. And what I said was that they are old enough to know what they're seeing and hearing. And so please don't allow them to see and hear things.
And not only that, let's just be honest. They have to be there. Every Sunday, they got to get up and come with us. They got to come to Sunday school. They got to come.
They got to work the computer.
They have to be there just as much, because we're there. They have to be there. So they do have a semi-responsibility of being at the church just as much as we are.
And we have a different tension than the average modern parent, because it's not like the days of old when if your kids got older and weren't into it, you would kind of slide them back.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not sliding mine back too much. Now, I am giving them space and grace. And what I've said to like my daughter, for instance, well, find what you really like to do, but do something.
Right.
So if it's not being in front of people, like I'm almost proud of the fact, some people might think this is strange. I'm almost proud of the fact that since my daughter's been 12-ish, she's never really sang with the kids.
Okay.
But it's not her thing. She doesn't want to sing in front of people. Now, I don't want to get no ideas to the rest of the kids in the church, but I know that singing in the youth choir, the Sunshine Band, was always a default thing. If you didn't do nothing else, you was going to do that no matter what. But I also think that might be a little stifling, because they do have other gifts.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean this in a funny way, but she is far more valuable and helpful doing what she does than being another voice up there with the children, though I'm sure she would be helpful there too. So think about the kids. Be a blessing to the kids.
Absolutely.
All right, now I got one deacon that's been spoiling my youngest. All right, and I love you. Keep spoiling him, I guess. But boy, is he getting used to being spoiled.
I believe it.
You know, because this ain't no quarter like we used to get. We used to get like a quarter, go down the street and get you a sucker or something. I mean, this brother's getting...
I take all Grayson's money and go to McDonald's.
Right, Rosetta tried to ask Ethan for a loan. He told her he was broke. I said, good answer, son.
Right.
Good answer. But yeah, so I it's so important, because in days gone by, it would be the pastor. And let me just say this, because we're talking about anniversaries. I've been in some uncomfortable situations where, because the churches are primarily women, the love they are expressing for the pastor gets over the top. And it's like the first lady ain't there.
Right.
Or they act like they love the first lady and how fine she looks and how well she dresses. But I mean, it's just like, there's just a tinge of, and I'm not saying anything has to be going on or nothing, but it's just that pressure to say so much. And sometimes there is a bit of just inappropriate, like it's beyond appreciation. It's beyond appreciation, and there is a little bit of just too much wide-eyed.
Well, let me tell you.
You know,
I was sitting back there, and I don't know who. I can't even remember who was saying what, but somebody was saying something. They mentioned your name, and they said, mentioned the pastor, and they mentioned the kids. And I don't think it was on purpose, but they didn't say the wife. But the lady in front of me was like, gotta say the wife. Can't do it without the wife now.
Can't do it without the wife.
Can't do it without the wife. And it's very
can't do it without the wife. And so, you know, it's important now. And again, it's one of those things that I think over time people have learned to have more balance. where they make sure they acknowledge the wife. And that doesn't mean because I know we put Pastor Todd and Lady Shamika's 8th anniversary. She's not necessarily the co-pastor, nothing like that. But it is good to give her the honor for who she is, what she is, and all she means to me and the church. It means a lot. And that's why, there you go, Deb. That's why the First Lady needs a squad. And Shamika has a squad.
She does.
Now I'm just going to say, everybody loves to tell these jokes about giving all the envelopes to the wife and give all the money to the wife. And as soon as we got home, I took all the envelopes back. As soon as we got home, I said, now you know.
ain't preached none
You
sermon.
ain't preached nan sermon. You ain't laid a hand. Your job is to lay hands on me. My job is to lay hands on them. You lay hands on me, and everybody's happy. But I said, I know y'all love this because people are so proud of themselves now. Give the wife all the money. Give the wife. No. I rebuke that spirit in the name of Jesus. Bring that back over here. You better give her that little flower.
That old Charlie's gift
You better give her that right. You better give her that Bath and Body Works card. And here was the funniest story. After our anniversary of 1 year, and obviously we do get a lot of love gifts, and you have to go to the bank. This is the one time a year where I have to go to a bank, right? Because you have some cash, people have given you gifts, and I had to go all the way. I had to go to Cleveland for something anyway, and so my bank closed all around here, so I went to Cleveland, walk in the bank in Beechwood, where I used to work, ironically, and there's a black girl behind the counter, and I walk up. And I put the envelope down and pull everything out. And she goes, "You a pastor, aren't you?"
They know.
She said, "You a pastor?" Mm-hmm. She said, "It's your anniversary, ain't it?" I said, "Yeah, it's my anniversary." She said, "I come from a church family. I know what an anniversary deposit looks like." Yeah, she said,
Got
"I
that
know."
That big yellow
vanilla
envelope.
Vanilla folder.
Yes,
she said, "I know you're a pastor and it's your anniversary." And it was so sweet because it made me feel good because you have somebody that knows.
Right,
like they know that once a year, it's like a birthday party or a wedding and you got to go and, and do all of that. But they be knowing, boy.
Oh, yeah.
They be knowing. And then, all I'm doing is paying bills, by the way, if y'all think we doing something. All I'm doing is
playing catch up. Playing catch up.
Helping the church. I know pastors that as soon as they got all that, they put it right back in the church, right back into the needs of the people. So I'm not saying people don't get blessed because they do. I'm just saying that the work of a pastor demands that it goes, back where it goes.
Absolutely.
But what are some of your perceptions and experiences with anniversaries, whether you were like a guest or just attending, or maybe yourself, things that you liked, things that you didn't like?
I mean, the cash is always great. The cash, the cards. I mean, it's always great. It's always good. But like you said, first of all, we're not rich. None of us are out here getting rich being pastors.
Yeah, go to some mega church if that's what you're looking for.
Ain't none of us balling. So when that little extra come in, it is a help. So I think, we ought to make sure that we bless those who, and I had the prize privilege of helping establish several of your anniversaries.
My condolences to you. My condolences to you.
And I would just say, when you have
and Tony Brown.
me and Tony Brown.
I should tag Tony Brown right now.
Me and Tony Brown.
I went to every pastor in Ward.
And I would, but you know what? And this is why. And I'm today is your day, so I'm gonna talk about you. That's why I absolutely loved and adored you because for so long you would say things like really the most thing I want is for y'all to accept Jesus or come to church or show up. No. That's not what you want. Don't say that no more. It is
what I want.
I know it's what you want, but let's just be honest. You want you need some money too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't like to put the word want or need out there. I am appreciative, and I've learned to accept it because it's hard. It's hard.
I know.
And my background, and you have to take that into account.
I know.
I come from a background where, it was frowned upon. And
but let Tony Brown tell it. No, you need to say, it's okay to say that. This is your day. It's okay to bless and honor your pastor.
Let me say that to be clear. That's why you need people to go ahead, and I'll be honest, committees are hard because they're trying to do something to make you happy. And I want to talk about committees a little bit, but I was talking about you first. Like you mentioned, putting things together. I just don't believe a pastor should have to speak for himself.
Absolutely.
On certain things. He said, if you don't want it, I'll take it. He said, sign them checks over. He said, sign them checks over, Doc. But for real, I think that's what makes these moments appropriate. And that's what make any church, situation appropriate, is nobody should have to dictate their own celebration.
Right.
I just don't believe that. They shouldn't have to arrange their own celebration. And I'm not trying to dog nobody, because I know it's the rule of the day now in the culture now. Like, people will throw parties for themselves. They will, thank you, Pastor Holbrook. They will rent out the hall, invite all their friends or whatever, and throw their own party. But when it comes to the pastoral side of things, I just don't think a pastor should throw his own party. But there should, again, be an advocate, a gracious person or persons who lead that way.
Right. And
speak for them. And if need be, remind, which people shouldn't have to be reminded, if you have a good pastor, you know you have a good pastor.
Right, absolutely.
And if you are in one of those churches that you have to grudgingly give something once a year, you need a new church.
That's it. That's all.
I don't care if the pastor's the problem, you're the problem, or whatever. Wherever the problem may lie. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the problem may lie, if the pastor really is a do-nothing bum or whatever, or you just can't stand blessing him for whatever, or her, find a new church, or just be an online member like 70% of people are now, where, and I'm talking like watching some superstar preacher that don't know you, and you'll never give them nothing. Or you will, which is ridiculous, because you will, when they say it's TD Jake's birthday, you'll send him a $100 seed, while the poor guy that prays for you and is taking care of your family can't get nothing. And again, I'm just saying gifting. I'm not saying owed and all that kind of stuff. But that's why you need people to advocate for you. But even those people need to do it appropriately and right. Because let's talk about the advocates and the committees. And they're not always the same. Because sometimes the pastor just has cheerleaders in the church.
Absolutely.
And that's a good thing until it's not.
Right.
Because some of them will get on folks' nerves.
Yep.
And become like such a worshiping and pressuring people that it's off-putting, and it reflects back on the pastor that these people were pushy, they were demanding, they came with this. And I don't have a problem with goals. I don't have a problem with saying we'd like every member to give a reasonable amount, at least $20 for whatever they think is good for their economy and they know their church. And please know your church. Please stop asking for... please.
We need $100 seed for everybody.
What I'm saying, stop asking everybody to give $1,000 when you in a $30 neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Keep praying. We want more views. We want to go viral. Know your crowd. The days when people would get up and say, this look like a $10,000 crowd and ain't but 10 people in the building.
What is diversity training?
Oh, I think that's just their YouTube name.
Okay.
That's like somebody's YouTube page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Just trying to see what's going on.
Yeah, I feel it. You just threw us off, but we're good. But yeah, know your pastor, know your concept, know your community. Don't do too much. But especially in this day and age, people are overly sensitive
when it comes to money.
To money and being pushed to do things. And I appreciate your comments about being humble.
Earlier, when I used to do it for people, or for you, or whoever I was blessed to. And I thank God, because I've had great anniversaries myself.
Yeah.
I've had great anniversaries myself. But when part of the, what do you call them, committee comes around.
The committee comes around,
You know, if they come around 3 months in advance and say, pastor's anniversary is coming up. We want to get this for the pastor. We want to get this for the first lady. We want to get this for the children. Somehow you can squeeze that into your budget.
Just use FanDuel a little less. You know what I'm saying? Hold back a few bets on Barstool Sports or whatever.
I don't think it's
And if you're gonna go to the casino, just cut me in. That's all I'm asking. If you're going to Hollywood, cut me in.
I don't think it's a lot to ask for once a year.
It's not. But it's
really
the way
don't.
you ask. And then the committees who it's a labor of love, because they are putting themselves out there on that balancing act of not wanting to be seen as not doing enough and not wanting to go overboard and be accused of doing too much, especially in this day and age again.
Right.
Because that's so funny, the tensions we have in church nobody thinks about. You have you're more, I'll say dual side on one side. Traditional, that kind of knows what to expect, and they've probably seen a lot of great anniversaries, and you know, we used to do this much and do that much, and they're kind of sitting back, a little judgmental, a little critical to see if the next crew's going to do it as good as they did it. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we used to do this, that. We decorated the whole church. We had, pre-anniversaries. I'll get to that in a second. Pre-anniversaries.
I don't even know if that's a whole show by
That's
itself.
a whole show by itself. Pre-anniversary. But yes. I've seen some.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be like 4 weeks.
3-day pre-anniversary. And then like a 5-day real anniversary. So, but then the other half of that crowd are the people who really do love the pastor and plan on doing a great job. They want to do something significant, and they're kind of determined for everybody else to do it too. That's on one side.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of the spectrum is the more conservative, God don't need my money, the pastor shouldn't be about money, you know, the pastor, he ain't even asked for all this kind of a thing, because some of us don't. We're not out here putting the screws on people. And let's be honest, some pastors used to be like, y'all, listen, y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean? They would show up in the meeting and talk about what they didn't get. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us are not on that, and some people really seize on that. And I'm not joking about the online thing. Like, man, there's just a detachment from having any devotion or connection or investing in your church and the person in the church. And some of them ain't doing either. They're not doing either. It ain't just about not giving the pastor something. Some of them don't invest in the ministry that they appreciate so much. And they can go down the list of the stuff the church or the pastor does, the ministries do, how they bless them, feed, do. You're so unique. You do all this. I hear it all the time. And I'm like, all right, well, help a brother do a little more, you know, if that's what you believe. But there's a tension, and the committee has to stand on behalf of the pastor on that tightrope. Mm-hmm. And some have experience with it. Others are well-intended but don't have a lot of experience with it. And they're all concerned, and it's a good thing, about making the pastor happy, or what, you know, and they're looking for him to be happy. It's like somebody watching him open a gift. Does he like it? Does he like it? Is he happy? How's he looking? And I feel bad because I want to, again, not like bask in the glory, but I also want to let people know I'm appreciating them, and I really love the love that they're showing for me. And it's so funny because the committees you give them a task, but because it's for you, they ask you a lot of questions.
Absolutely.
They ask you a lot of questions on what you want.
What you like? What would you like?
What would you like? You know, they ask me what my kids are into. I'm like, I don't know these kids.
Robux.
Robux.
That's it.
V-Bucks, Robux,
That's it.
PlayStation Bucks.
Then, you know,
whatever.
you also have
the weed. No, I'm joking.
You also have, there are times where we don't do the anniversary at the church. They do the banquet, you know?
The banquet.
And if they're asking you to buy a ticket, obviously the ticket is going to be a little bit more, because that is
You're
what makes
supposed to
up
be
for the
given
money.
something, right.
That's what makes up for, you know, for the gift. But you still getting the dinner, and you get to fellowship with your people. Buy a ticket to the banquet.
Now, see, I don't like pastoral banquets because I don't like eating in front of people like that. I'm serious. I have a weird complex.
Chicken wings.
They got to be my naked chicken wings. No, I mean that's the weird. Like I like it when I'm in our association and we have the end of the week banquet and our different conventions and all. You got to sit on the dais, man. That is the weirdest thing in the world. I've come to despise.
Why don't you not like eating in front of people? What's the
Okay,
problem?
first of all, I halfway don't like the food.
Okay, well that's a good reason.
How many parsley does a man eat? And honey baked chicken. I mean, can we get some Chipotle or something? I'm saying, can we mix it up? That's what I'm saying.
Hot heads.
Right. Can we mix it up? I mean, if I did a banquet, I would want to do, I literally had an idea as a fundraiser for the youth choir years ago, and it was called the Unbanquet. And it was going to be at a banquet hall without banquet food because it was for the kids. And I figured like,
It's all the same, dog.
it is, but I'm saying, no, not if you have like a Chipotle bar.
I know what you're saying.
And a nugget
I'm
bar.
saying, but you know, every banquet.
But I don't like eating in front of people. So that's something I don't like to do. Like, you just look so weird because everybody's looking at you. You're at the dais. Then they want to come over.
I be smashing.
I
I'm like, can we get more? Is it time for second shot?
He says his every 5 years to keep the mess down. Listen, then you over here with greasy fingers, people trying to shake your hand. And then the weird thing about church banquets here's the weird thing about church banquets, whether anniversary, church anniversary, is it's a banquet. but the people are determined to have church.
Right.
It don't mix.
The sound system
The
always
sound
sucks.
system always sucks.
Oh, but they got these little speakers.
One minute we all greasy hand, next minute we fall on the floor and there's grease and potatoes flying everywhere. People, I mean, it don't mix, but we try to make it mix. I watch folks shout and knock over chairs and stuff. I'm like, you know, your dessert is coming. And the poor servers walking around trying to give you that cheap ice cream, that ice milk, and they don't care. Mm-hmm. They don't know what's going on. So it's just so funny. Like, so I'm cool with not having a banquet.
I tell you what, my favorite year of all time was the year I had the roast. You couldn't be there.
I
was
couldn't be there.
Second,
We
y'all
need to do it
roast
again.
y'all pastor.
Don't roast me.
Roast y'all.
Don't
I'm
do
telling
it.
you, it is hilarious.
If you want me to
Roast
retire
y'all
early,
if
you want me to quit the church,
do a ninth year anniversary roast.
okay, I'm about to say this right
roast
now.
of Pastor
I'm about to
Todd.
say this. I'm about to reveal my weakness. I can dish it, but I can't take it. I'll be up there crying. Like, these people hate me. I can't stand you Negroes. I knew it. I knew y'all ain't like me. I'm tired of this church. I'm that little kid. I'm tired of this church. Man, yeah, so banquets are weird, you know, but I appreciate what committees do. I appreciate how they get together. Then they got to deal with each other.
Right.
Because they have different ideas about what they'd like to do. And I'm sure there have been some disagreements every year. Somebody's never going to do it again. I'm sure somebody's always wondering why they never get asked. I'm sure there's somebody that wants to know why they don't get asked.
Because you cuss
Why-
everybody out all year long.
Then they get asked, and we all find out. We all find out why you never got asked. But that's just like an odd thing because again, they have to stand in that place and they want to do something that they know.
Right.
And I'll be honest, like some of y'all, sausage and peppers and pineapple ham. Listen, we know the menu.
Yes.
Honey baked chicken, sausage and peppers. And then when they bring the fish out, it's always this
Oh,
mushy.
not the fish. Oh, they didn't cut the fish in half.
Oh, it'd be like
Uneven fish.
tadpoles. It'd be with a crust on it. Why the fish got a crust? How did that happen?
Green beans ain't got no seasoning.
Oh yeah,
in them.
green beans with almonds.
Right.
With
right.
almonds in it. What
Spaghetti don't got no sauce.
Spaghetti has no sauce. We try to put all this Parmesan on it.
One meatball.
Listen, my stomach still hurts. Everybody be sick. Everybody be sick. And they don't want to admit it. Want my folk leaving early, man. They got the bubble guts. That's why everybody leaving on the speaker. Everybody's walking out on the speaker. We don't know why. Because that sausage wasn't cooked.
Then somebody got to take the rest of the food that's left over home.
Oh, what we gonna do with all this
What
food?
we gonna do with all the food that's left?
Then y'all put
come on,
all
get
the
some
pants in
plates.
my trunk. Listen. No. Let me be real about this. Y'all put all the pans in my trunk. The pans go straight in the trash. I'm not eating this.
Hey, you already tired. You want to go in the house and you want to count your anniversary money. So you do that, then you end up falling asleep.
I don't count it.
The next day, your car smell like
Right, spaghetti and sausage. Like a week later, you're like, man, what's that smell? Y'all don't know the pain of being pastors. Y'all don't know the pain. I be like, you know how many plates I've taken home, put in my trunk, and like 3 days later, I'd be like, what is that smell?
Because after every event, they gonna make you a plate.
Your kids gonna be hungry when they get home.
Gonna get a plate.
They gonna eat noodles. They gonna eat the same thing that they were eating. They are not about to eat this dried up muscatoli. And they always say it. Your kids gonna want this. No, they don't. They will eat some Fruit Loops.
Take some for the kids.
Take some for the
a couple
kids.
plates for the kids.
My kids come. They be like, here he come. They see me walk in. Watch this. They see me walk in with that pan. They be like, ain't no McDonald's tonight.
Hey, how soggy the salad be? That salad be soggy. They put the dressing on it.
It was soggy when they made it. It ain't nothing but lettuce and olive. Nobody wants this. And we over here paying $22 a plate for this.
Oh my
man, with
God.
that unsweetened tea.
Oh my
Man, I mean,
goodness.
I went down south and we had a banquet, and I'm like, y'all, do y'all know that we don't get sweet tea up north? Like, we don't get it. Like, down south, it's all. They were like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, no, we get that unsweetened tea. It be cold.
But I tell you what though, some of them make that juice Kool-Aid.
Oh,
which
yeah.
Now that's
Oh, yeah.
that
There's
go
something in
hard.
that.
Yeah, the
There's something
sherbet
in that.
that go hard. That is where it's at
There's
right
something
there.
in that.
Now.
But here's the thing. Everybody tries the same trick and it don't work. They try to take 9 packs of sugar and put it in that tea, and it's not gonna work. Yeah, it's safe to say no banquet. Just give me the money. Just give me the money and some nuggets and call it a day. Just buy me a pizza. I'm dead serious.
Buy me a pizza.
Just buy me a meat lover's pizza.
Get tired of Little Caesars, Joe.
No. This got to be Wedgwood.
Get him a Little Caesars, Joe. Pan.
A foot long. A big foot. All I want is a big foot.
Get tired of extra most bestest.
Crazy sauce.
Hey, and make sure one of them is no cheese, because Ethan don't eat the
Ethan
pepperoni.
don't eat pepperoni.
Ethan don't eat the pepperoni.
And he will let you know too.
Oh my God.
He said the salad be brown like autumn leaves because y'all left it in the fridge for 4 days. I'm just saying, we do this
It
to
be sitting in the
ourselves.
fridge forever, man.
And we won't throw it out.
just like, ain't nobody gonna eat this, but it's just you feel like you wasted. Yeah, you
I feel
like
bad
you
for throwing
wasted
it out, man.
Man, that is
Take that
hilarious.
sucker to the Christie house and call it a day. Take it to the mission and call it a day. I mean, but they love it. But okay, here's the thing. But people live for the banquets though,
They do,
because you gotta remember the Saints don't go out like that,
right?
and they wanna go out and dress up, and we still wearing church clothes.
Now, listen.
And somebody got to drag a keyboard out.
If you gonna do a banquet,
Somebody
you
gotta
gotta
drag
do the
it.
banquet. You gotta do the banquet like Pastor Hurd do the banquet. Pastor Hurd do a
Oh, listen, I DJ one of his banquets. I did a Christmas banquet for Pastor Hurd. Listen, I kid you not, I had gotten let go from my job. I had another job coming, and it didn't start till November, so I DJ'd in the meantime and kept on DJing. First, I did an army party that went completely insane. Completely insane. Like, they paid me $200 extra to stay late, and all they did was play No Limit music for the last 2 hours and fight. And I was playing it on the church speakers. I had used the church speakers. We went back, and I was setting this stuff up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and nothing went right in service. I'm like, the devil in these speakers. The devil is in these mixer. But then I did Pastor Hurd, and I'm like, oh, this is a church banquet. So I'm playing all this, like, he was like, well, you could play a little bit of, just plain stuff. So I'm playing like jazz, and then I put on some 50s music. He was like, nah, Doc, put the wobble on. Like, we want to dance. I'm like, y'all Negroes ain't saved. Y'all Negroes are not saved. And I mean, they was getting it.
Wait a minute,
The mothers was on walkers, doing. I'm like, what is going on?
I gotta throw this up. Pastor Todd DJ. So I called Pastor Todd because I wanted him to come with me to get my DJ equipment.
Oh, Jeff tried to kill us.
Hey, we went to the no man's land.
We went to the KKK country to get that speakers. We got that from the Barnyard Blowdown.
Man, hey, I DJ Mike party for that. Hey, I was killing them
You was
DJ the
killing,
game.
man.
I was
So-
killing them.
For your
Yes,
wife's
sir.
40th
Yes,
birthday
sir.
party. Look, I mean, so y'all, this is not easy. But the Saints don't have nowhere else to go. So we love our banquets.
Get
man.
your banquet right.
Get your banquet on. Get your banquet.
Just have an unbanquet. The unbanquet.
So back to,
Get some ribs.
So back to pre-anniversaries.
Macaroni and cheese. You better stop because a lot of people on here have pre-anniversaries.
Pre-anniversaries. Now, they don't do it like they used to do it, but I'll never forget when Kmart was open. When Kmart was open.
Kmart.
That's how long ago it was. When Kmart was open on Parkman Road.
Okay.
And there was an old church mother having a one-person bake sale for her pastor. It was just her. And she was like, and she was saying, I knew her. And I was like, what you doing out here, mother? Is this for your kids? She was like, no, this is my pre-work. I'm like, pre-work? She had to raise money to get ready for the anniversary. And then when I met Shamika's grandmother, and she introduced me to the pre-work, that's where you raise some money to get ready to raise some money. Yes. Pre-work. Mike knows. Pre-anniversaries, pre-work. But some of them go overboard. Month-long, 3-month-long pastoral anniversaries, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday. I mean, I only have so much money. How many colors can I wear? For the pre-anniversary. Absolutely. Do you know, like the quartets, they have anniversary services for the quartets. They have anniversary concerts.
Hey.
30th anniversary, 40th anniversary. And then they'll have a pre-anniversary for the group. For the group. Y'all aren't even well, they do be preaching because they have the songs be 19 minutes long.
Right.
And they always talk a song, tell a story about a little boy in the forest or something in the middle of every song. and the little boy is always them at the end of the story. That little boy was me. Ah! And then they build the song back up.
It's either that or somebody said, I had a praying grandmother.
I had a praying grandmother.
I had a praying grandmother.
Then Beverly Crawford said, then he hit me on the head. But I had a praying grandmother. So I love the world of the church and the parts that give honor to the pastor and first lady. I appreciate it. You got to understand that for us, it's just like, and even when we laugh, it's because we enjoy and love it.
Absolutely.
It really is like a heartwarming, beautiful thing.
It is.
One time they had the kids, and this is my idea, and I'm never going to let it go. I want it to happen. When it first came, they had all the kids make us little cards. Mm-hmm. And every year, I'm stressing a little bit because you want to have a nice anniversary flyer, a real nice. Now, Mike did a great job because we made up like a little flyer, but then Mike did like a newspaper article,
Right.
little extra, and that was smooth. Mm-hmm. But this is my idea. I'm going to plant this now, and I want somebody to do this for next year's anniversary.
Y'all listening? Y'all listening?
Get the youth department on the line. I want the kids to draw my anniversary flyer. I want the kids to draw like a coloring like a contest, like draw as what you think about the pastor, the first lady, and his family in the church. And I don't care how silly it looks.
What?
I don't care what stick figures.
That sounds real good until I got to put it on Facebook.
No, it'll be great. Hey, but all I got to say is
Stupidest idea.
No, watch.
I've heard him say it all the time.
Watch.
I've heard you say it way too much.
Hey, just don't let one of them kids that be drawing the women with boobies on them put they pictures. Because there's gonna be one try to draw my wife. Like, all right now, all right. You hear? Hey, Sister Carol. Thank you, Sister Carol. That's it. I want the children's church. I'm not paying a graphic designer. Sorry, Germ. Sorry, Larry. Sorry, K1. All the good graphic designers, and they're excellent. I think I would love that.
Just draw stick figures, y'all. Stick figures.
Like, because they be cracking on me anyway. They be like, you be up there stomping around and yelling and stuff, and they be like, he ain't done yet. They be down there,
Hey, draw a stick figure and draw real big glasses.
real big, and sweat going everywhere, just water everywhere. That's what I want my next flyer to be. I want the kids to draw the anniversary flyer, and we can have just a series of them. And as long as they put Pastor Todd, I don't care how they spell anniversary. They can't spell it. I don't care. They go to public schools. Because, they don't even teach the kids how to spell. They tell them to spell it the way they feel it, like the way they see it or it sounds to them now. But it's a good idea until that kid draws you in a pic and put me in a hoopty.
Bobblehead.
Got me looking like Mr. Mackey from South Park. Yeah, I don't need them problems. But yeah, I think that would be a great idea to mix it up a little bit.
It would be cool.
Yeah, mix it up a little bit. So any do's or don'ts for anniversaries before we go?
There's a million do's or don'ts. That's a whole nother show too. What's a do or don't?
Don't buy the pastor clothes. Most of the time. Put it.
What is it?
That's good.
You win. You win. 80 in a bubble. That is funny. Now I need a new phrase.
You said don't buy the pastor clothes.
Don't buy the pastor. I mean, a robe maybe, but clothes, unless you really know what they like to wear. I'm particular. I wouldn't want people buying me clothes and ties and stuff. They don't know. Yes, they don't.
Listen, I understand. I understand that you're trying to be a blessing, but you don't got to put the 4 quarters in the envelope.
Oh, Gleaners, don't do it.
You ain't got to do it. You ain't gotta do
Death
it.
to Gleaners.
They still make those?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
we still
yeah.
got packs of them. We were doing them. Listen, we were doing them for Easter and Christmas. And my office staff, Carol was on here. They said, we're going to quit if you do this one more time. Because what people do is not only do they shove the quarters down in there and they get stuck, but they tape them. They tape them in the Gleaners. Because they ain't about to lose their quarter. They ain't about to lose their quarters.
That quarter good at Aldi's.
Right. Well, go to Aldi's and get some quarters.
Right.
Go to Aldi's and get some quarters. Don't get the pastor and the first lady anything that says anything about intimate time. Just watch your language. 'Cause they be like, this is a getaway. Wink, wink. Why don't you just say, hey, y'all go do it? Why don't you say, here's a gift card? Because it's sites like being so risky. They like being so risky. And I'm like, man, bruh, you ain't got to go there with it.
You know what we doing.
Don't be living your fantasies out.
Where you think Elias came from? How you think Ethan got here?
The stork, doc. Don't be too personal with that's over the top. Some people go over the top with that stuff, So I'm trying to think of anything else, do's and don'ts.
Don't try to outdress the pastor first.
Don't try to outdress the pastor.
That's
That's almost as bad as a wedding. When they try to outdress the bride.
let them have a day.
Yeah. Don't blame us if you don't got no money because you tried to go by at the church color for the anniversary. Just wear black and white.
Yes.
Have y'all ever got a bad church anniversary gift? I'm trying to think.
I appreciated everything.
Yeah, I don't think I got a bad one. I don't think I ever got a bad. I don't need any more plaques or like things that say Todd Johnson because I know my name. I don't need any more of those. I've gotten quite a few like gifts and things from my desk. Kind of run out of places to put them, and then they'll come in your office looking for it. Like, where's that thing about you?
Trash. It's at my home office. You ain't got no home office.
Yeah. She said there's more don'ts than do's. Yeah. And again, we already said the do's. Do make sure you appreciate the pastor's family.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to say one more thing about the pastor's family. Don't forget the pastor's extended family. So in other words, I know I always say this all the time. If they were invited more, and I'm not saying I wouldn't want my family to come anyway, but when your pastor's having a special day, if you're on a committee or church, call the cousins, call the, aunts, people that love their parents if they're living or whatever that might want to come if they're older, if they have adult children. Make sure, because some families feel left out that nobody called them to let them know that special day. It didn't happen this year. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm just saying that's always nice because there's nothing like seeing some people come in that, your blood.
Don't get upset if you call my family and they cuss you out.
I don't even like him.
Like him?
Right.
I ain't been to church.
But yeah, so what I love, again, is that we've both been very blessed by our churches.
Absolutely.
We love our churches. We love how our churches do these things. And I mean that because I've never felt ashamed or embarrassed or, I felt overwhelmed. And I am overwhelmed with gratitude. I try not to look too happy because it look like I'm rubbing my hands together from, like I'm about to be like Scrooge McDuck and dive in a. But it's not about that. And when I say it's the appreciation, you agree, even though you don't want to say it, it really is the appreciation and the health of the ministry.
Absolutely.
That really,
absolutely. No, I do. I
matters.
agree with that. I agree with
it
all
really
the way.
does. It really does. And so all I got to say is, just don't have a whole anniversary and then stress me out the rest of the year. Just remember, you can give me a few less dollars if you give me a few less gray hairs.
Right. Come on. Now that'd appreciate it.
You can give me a few less dollars if I knew I was going to have a few less gray hairs. So don't write me a check and have a whole attitude next week. Don't do that. Don't do that. That ain't cool.
I'm still gonna cash the check.
What's going to get cash?
It's gonna get cash.
Hey, we love y'all. We appreciate you. Listen.
Hey, wait.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Don't post-date your check.
Don't post.
They said we want this money now.
Hey, wait, and then put a letter in the envelope. Tell them, hey, don't cash it to the second Sunday.
Pastor, you should have had your anniversary at the first of the month. That's terrible, Jeff.
I'm sorry, y'all. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Don't post date. We love y'all. Keep tuning in to Sunday night service. Do you read the cards? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Actually, we do.
Absolutely.
You give Shamika the boo-hoos every year with these cards. And I capitalize every time.
Time to go. Y'all running out.
You need a shoulder to lean on, don't you, baby? Hey, y'all have a great night. We love you. Sunday night service, same bat time, same bat channel, 8 p.m. I love y'all. Take care.